Most women have no idea why men become distant, and that's why they accidentally make it worse. Because from the outside, every distant man looks the same. The dry text, the silence, the emotional disconnect, the sudden change in energy. But internally, two completely different things could be happening. One man is pulling away because he's scared of how deeply he feels for you. The other is slowly becoming emotionally drained by the relationship itself. And if you can't tell the difference between the two, you respond the wrong way every single time. You'll chase the man that needs peace and ignore the emotional damage being caused to the man that's trying to stay. So let's talk about the two real reasons men become distant that most people completely misunderstand. The first reason a man becomes distant is because he's fearful of closeness. This is what people call fearful avoidant behavior. Now listen carefully, because this confuses a lot of women. A fearful avoidant man can genuinely love you, desire you, think about you constantly, and still withdraw from you. Not because he doesn't care, but because closeness itself triggers fear inside of him. The more real the connection becomes, the more vulnerable he feels. And vulnerability terrifies him. So what happens? He pulls away. Not because he wants to leave you, but because intimacy starts making him feel emotionally exposed. You'll notice it especially after moments of deep connection. Everything feels amazing. He's affectionate, he's present, he's emotionally open. Then suddenly, he goes quiet. His energy changes. He becomes harder to read. Text is slow. He seems emotionally disconnected. And you're sitting there confused because 2 days ago, he was acting obsessed with you. What most women do in this moment is panic. They start chasing, overthinking, questioning him constantly. Do you still like me? What changed? Why are you acting different? Who are you talking to? But pressure makes fearful people retreat even harder. Because now, instead of feeling peace around you, he feels emotional tension. And understand this, a man who fears closeness usually already struggles internally with trust, emotional regulation, or vulnerability. So when every interaction starts feeling emotionally heavy, he escapes. Not always physically, sometimes emotionally, sometimes mentally, sometimes through distractions, sometimes through work, gaming, friends, silence, anything that helps him avoid the intensity he feels. Now, this doesn't mean you excuse toxic behavior, and it doesn't mean you beg someone to love you, but it does mean you stop misreading every distant moment as lack of feelings. Because sometimes the deeper the feelings are, the more afraid someone becomes. Now, let's talk about the second reason. And this one is going to trigger people. The second reason a man becomes distant is because you're not giving him the openness to love you. A lot of women say they want a masculine man, but when a masculine man actually enters their life, they challenge him constantly. Everything becomes resistance. Everything becomes ego. Everything becomes competition. He tries to lead, you fight it. He tries to communicate, you dismiss it. He tries to love you, you question his intentions. And over time, he starts feeling emotionally exhausted. You'll actually be amazed at the amount of loyalty a principled man has. A man with real principles, when he truly loves a woman, he commits deeply, not halfway, deeply. He will treat you like you're the only woman on this earth. He'll sacrifice for you, protect you, think about your future, try to solve problems instead of running from them. But people never talk about what slowly kills that loyalty. Constant disrespect, constant emotional combat, constant challenging. And before someone twists my words, I'm not talking about women having standards. I'm talking about relationships where the man feels like nothing he does is ever enough. Where every conversation turns into tension. Where he can never relax emotionally around you. A relationship is supposed to feel like peace, not war. And eventually, even loyal men grow tired. This is the part people don't want to hear. Sometimes, cheating doesn't begin with lust. Sometimes, it begins with emotional starvation. A man can be surrounded by beauty and still stay loyal if he feels emotionally fulfilled at home. But when he constantly feels rejected, criticized, disrespected, emotionally disconnected, he starts becoming vulnerable to attention elsewhere. Now, let me be clear. Cheating is still a choice. People are responsible for their actions. But if you ignore emotional reality, you'll never understand why relationships collapse. Most people only focus on the final betrayal. They never study the emotional decay that happened before it. Now, Here's the solution. And this is where your natural power as a woman comes in. A lot of women today don't realize how powerful they actually are emotionally because they've become so focused on competing with men that they forgot the influence they naturally carry. Your energy affects the relationship more than you think. The way you speak to him, the way you look at him, the way you respond to his vulnerability, the emotional atmosphere you create around him. That matters. And if you want to keep his closeness, the biggest thing you need to become is sincere. Sincerity is everything because energy can be felt. People feel when your words are genuine. People feel when your affection is real. People feel when you're emotionally authentic. And people definitely feel when you're lying. You may fool someone logically for a moment, but emotionally, the body always feels the inconsistency. And when man feels inconsistency from you, it creates distance because now he no longer trusts the emotional environment around you. Especially men with strong intuition. They may not always explain it perfectly, but they feel when something is off. When you lie, play games, manipulate, say things you don't mean, you're not just hurting the relationship, you're insulting his intelligence. And once respect starts breaking, emotional closeness starts dying with it. This is why sincerity matters so much. Not perfection, sincerity. You don't need to become some flawless woman. You don't need to suppress your emotions. You don't need to become submissive in the weird internet way people describe it. You just need emotional honesty. That's what creates closeness. That's what creates safety. That's what makes someone feel drawn back towards you naturally. Not control, not manipulation, not ego games. Real sincerity. Because when a man feels like your words match your energy, he relaxes around you. And when a man can emotionally relax around you, that's when attachment deepens. That's when he becomes more affectionate, more present, more constant. Not because you forced him, but because being around you feels emotionally safe. And a lot of people underestimate how rare that is today. Most people are performing. Very few people are genuine. So if this hits you, it's probably because somewhere deep down, you've already experienced the difference between someone who creates emotional peace and someone who creates emotional exhaustion. One pulls you in closer naturally, the other slowly drains the relationship. And if you're tired of confusion, comment clarity, and I'll break down the emotional patterns you keep repeating without realizing it. If you like this video, subscribe for more relationship dynamics people are scared to say out loud.